Hello and happy belated Valentine's Day. I'm Dr. Kit Slice, psychologist and life coach, here to inspire your confidence, your self-compassion, and your growth. And today, this video, this is mostly for single folks who maybe had a rough week with Valentine's Day, for my single folks who are struggling with being single. This is who this is for. Because today I wanted to talk about um, why being single on Valentine's Day, or just in general, can be a good thing. So if you're having a hard time with just the season of love and all that kind of stuff, and you're single and struggling with that, take a listen. So to begin with, um, so being single can be a really good thing because you get to discover your best self, and you get to do that um, without the pressure to be a particular way because you're trying to please your partner or something like that. So that might be more of a struggle for you if you're a people pleaser. But I think that that can be an element for anybody in a relationship of maybe wanting to change with a partner. I mean, the reality is, I think, so if you're out there and you're dating, I think a lot of people don't realize the value in dating. They sort of see it as a means to an end rather than realizing that this is an opportunity. So don't view dating as, and don't view like each failed date or failed relationship as a waste of time until like the one comes along. I would invite you to embrace the opportunity to be and fully discover your best self while you're dating. I think that a lot of people squander away their dating years by practicing poor communication, not speaking up for their needs, ghosting other people. And I'm not judging people for doing that. Hey, I've I've done that in my dating years, right? But people squander these years away, trying to be what the other person wants and trying to just keep the right person, and not really being their best self. And meanwhile, when the one comes along, then they don't really know how to engage in a healthy relationship, where everyone shows up as their true best selves, or they don't know how to fully express their needs and really navigate their partner's needs as well. So I would invite you, if you are single and dating and having a hard time with it, I would invite you to embrace singlehood as necessary practice for when the one comes along, because you'll have a healthier relationship when that time comes. So the second thing about being single, and dating, that I would invite you to embrace is that you get to practice difficult communication on low stakes conversations. So here's my challenge to you single folks out there. Take every date, every online dating chat encounter, or every encounter in real life, or every relationship, take it seriously. Even if you know right off the bat that you're not going to click with this person, just practice being honest with them in a compassionate way. So let me just give you an example. Let's say that you're on a dating app and you start chatting with a person and their profile seems okay enough, but as you start chatting, you're not digging it. And you realize that, don't just stop chatting. Don't just stop chatting because it feels too hard to tell the person that you don't want them to talk. Or even if you already had a couple of dates with the person and they're seeming really gung-ho and they seem really into you, and you're like, oh no, I don't want to see this person again, and you've just realized that for yourself, and you're recognizing that you're feeling like this conversation is going to be hard to tell them, hey, I don't want to have this, I don't want to see you anymore. I want you to see this as an opportunity to practice being honest with them, because how are you going to have hard conversations with your perfect partner when they show up, if you haven't practiced this on people that you know you don't want to stay with forever, right? The answer is that you will avoid those conversations with your partner, and you'll create problems in that relationship, then in the relationship that you really want to keep. So I want to invite you to not ghost the person. I want to invite you um, to don't just say, I enjoyed our conversations, but I'm not interested, when that's not the truth. Don't tell them you enjoyed your conversations if that's not true. Don't hedge. Don't use hedging language. Don't say something like, oh, I I'm trying to think of an example here that's using hedging language, or language is indirect. Don't use indirect language here. Like, let's say you've had a couple of dates or a couple of experiences with this person, and they're saying, I'd love to date you and continue to see you. And you say, thanks, and I'm not sure I'm interested. Okay, there's an example right there. I'm not sure I'm interested. When in reality, you are so sure, because by saying, I'm not sure I'm interested, you have opened it up for them. Like, oh, well, you're not sure? Okay, well, what can I do to help you get some clarity and make you want to go on more dates with me? That's what the other person's thinking. I want you to be direct. I want you to say something like, thanks for chatting with me. That's true. I'm not saying we had a good conversation or good dates or anything. I'm just thanking them for the interaction. Thanks for chatting with me. Thanks for our dates. I've realized I'm not interested, and I don't want to chat anymore, or I don't want to date anymore. And by the way, good luck with your search. Okay, so think about what was your reaction to that statement, as opposed to, I'm not sure if I want to date you anymore, or maybe I don't want to see you, or just straight out ghosting the person. Think about what was your reaction to that. Are you afraid the person's going to react poorly to what I just said? If so, I that's maybe you could get to work through, because a person who reacts poorly to that statement, though, by the way, is probably somebody who isn't emotionally ready to date you. If they can't hear that honest, direct, kind communication and have a good reaction, that's somebody that you're probably not wanting to have a relationship with. So again, I want to encourage you here to view dating as a chance to practice confident, direct, honest communication. Okay, my last point here about why dating and being single can be a good thing, because you get to play the field, and this is a good thing. And I'm not talking about sleeping around. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's fine too. If that's your thing, no judgment. But I'm talking about is, by playing a field, you get to have a place where you get to interact with enough people to know exactly what you want when the right one comes along. By playing the field, you are just more likely to attract your perfect partner. Why is that? Because nobody likes desperate energy. Nobody likes that. So if you're only like, you're putting all your eggs in one basket, one person, and you're just like afraid they're going to leave you, but you're not even sure if that's the person that you want to be with, that's a very desperate energy that you're putting off. Versus if you're going on dates here and there, and you've got options, you know then that energy is very confident. And I'm not saying to be untruthful about that. I think it's very normal and healthy to be saying, yeah, I'm going on dates this weekend, and we're dating this weekend, and that's all fine and dandy. But of course, do what's comfortable for you. But um, so either using it as a way to develop this confident energy, or at the very least to be going on, having it in your mind that you're going to go on many dates, so that you can learn what it feels like to have different interactions with different people, and paying attention to your own emotional reactions and your own self in those interactions, so that you can fine tune, what it is that feels good for you in another person. So, um, I hope this helps you remember that being single is how you get to practice being your best self in the context of a relationship, and that dating can help you build your confidence, and confidence is sexy. Um, So this perspective doesn't fit with everybody. Not everybody wants to find that partner or wants to date, and that's okay. But if you found it helpful, um, I'd love to hear about it. Just comment below and let me know what sounded like it was helpful, or subscribe to my channel. And with that note, happy Valentine's Day, happy belated Valentine's Day, and I will see you next time. Bye.